Hey guys, how you doing? It's Charlie. Welcome to the lesson. I thought we'd do a little tutorial on Why Georgia. It's a great tune by John Mayer. Classic kind of acoustic sort of pop rock, and it's a beautiful little intro, which is nowhere near as easy as it might look or sound. It's quite an intricate little part to get together, particularly when it's basically him going from G to C, sort of. So I thought we'd take a look at it now. This is just the intro that I'm going to do today because the whole tune would take quite a while, which is fine, but I want to see if there was enough demand for it first. So we'll start with the intro and see how we get on. We are using, he uses quite a lot of kind of hits, as you know, it's like all that kind of business. I'm actually going to leave that out to start with because on the studio version he only uses them on the C chord. It's all big. So the point being, I think it's easier really if you just get the bare bones of this, and then maybe you can put the hits in later if you want to. All right. So it's probably key just to get the kind of this bit, and without the kind of slapping and all that business, because it's might set you back a little bit. So we're going to start with G. So the G is voiced, third fret with your middle finger on the sixth string, and third finger on the third fret of the second string. Okay. And he plays the bass string. And then he plays the second and third strings together and hammers on with the first finger onto the second fret of the third string. So we get. Then we take it off and play the open third and second fretted at third fret. So we get. Okay, now notice that first one is a grace note because it's ever so quick. It's not going. It's. Then you play an open fifth string. Now, oh, sorry. Okay, and it's ever so quick, that. Then we're up to this position here, which is fifth fret with your middle finger on the fifth string and first finger on the fourth string, fourth fret, okay? And you hit those together. Then you hit your open third, then you hit fifth, fourth, third, in that order. So that last bit is... Okay, so we got... Now, one thing I didn't mention at the beginning, actually, on the original recording, it sounds very much as if he's quite close to the bridge, because you've got that kind of almost nasal kind of... That sound there. I'm not quite sure what that is. He does tend to play that. Either way, just try and position your hand a little bit more towards the bridge than you normally would. Maybe you'd normally be kind of just inside the sound hole. Think this time maybe a little bit closer to the bridge, you get that kind of extra kind of twang on the strings, which is quite nice, quite effective, and it just brings out the riff a little bit more for me there. So worth getting hold of. So we've got. Take it really slow. So you can hear that A string there, and it's quite subtle. Sorry, it's quite, you don't really hear it, but if you take it away, it doesn't quite work the same, so it's definitely worth putting in. Now with the slap, which I won't put in now, we get... It's a kind of thing like that, alright? So that's your first part. Now you're going to do that 4 times. This is whilst he's singing. He starts singing, he plays that 4 times. Then, on your fourth go, when you hit the D up here, you're going to move that down 2 frets and form a C major 9. C major 9 is my favourite chord, okay? Middle finger retains 3rd fret 5th string, first finger on 2nd fret 4th string. Your third finger goes on the 3rd fret of the 2nd string, and your little finger goes on the 4th fret of the 3rd string. Got that? So that's a C major 9. Gorgeous chord, wherever you have it, really. Anyway. Okay, so this is a little bit more intricate. Now, he plays 5th string, then he hits 4th and 3rd together, then back to 5th, so you got... So that's your first bar, that's not too bad. Then you're going to move your first finger downwards and take your little finger off. Your first finger goes down to the 2nd fret on the 3rd string, and you play the 2nd and 3rd strings together, and you pull off with your first finger, so you get that. So you've got... Then you move your first finger up to the 4th string, 2nd fret, play that, and then on the 3rd fret of the 5th string, so you go. That's the first part. Okay. Now here, this is where your first finger then goes back downwards, okay, onto the third string, and you do exactly, so you pull off this time, so you pull off from second fret on your third string, keeping that third finger in, then back to the bass on the fifth string. So that's that bit. Let me play that. So that is that little part there. We're going to get pull off with the first finger on the third string, back to the bass note, then you put your first finger back on the third string, back to the bass, then you're going to hit I know again, but you hammer on with your little finger. Right, let's break that down again. So that's your first part, okay? Then you've got middle finger goes down to third string, pulls off, then fourth string, then fifth string. Then your first finger comes back down, and we've got bass, that's pretty hard, that bit. It's pretty tough. You'll play it up to speed. It's got a lovely sort of rolling quality to it. It really sort of moves on in kind of nice way. Not easy to get hold of, I'm afraid. However, that goes twice, so we go. Then we're back to where we started for 2 bars. And that's the sequence. That's the 8-bar sequence that he plays through to get to that stage, alright? Tough one, guys. A lot harder than you think. That one. He's a master of modern guitar for me. He writes some great tunes, and I think that's a great tune. I think it's a lovely guitar part. If you can just get, essentially, you know, he's going from G to C. Ish. I don't know how he thinks these things up, but there you go. Right, so give it a little go. Just slow things down as ever, guys. Take your time. Really get used to forming that C major 9, because that, you know, unless you're used to forming it and then putting all the fancy stuff on top of it, is going to be a real pain, right? So take time forming it, okay, and then just take your time. Really is all we need to know, and just break those bits down, see if you can get it together, and then maybe you can try adding the kind of slaps, percussive stuff in a bit later. But that should see you on for now anyway. All right, guys. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.